And now, the starting lineup for your Tormenta FC. In goal, number 1, Thor Parker. In defense, number 14, Nick Akuto. Number 25, your captain, Jake Dangler. Number 23, Preston Kilwine. Number 22, Aaron Lombardi. In midfield, number 8, Daniel Steedman. Number 16, Mason Tunbridge. Number 10, Pedro Fonseca. Number 11, Jackson Curry. Number 21, Ajmer Spengler. And up top, number 9, Sebastian Vivas. The head coach for Tormenta FC is Ian Cameron. Assistant coaches are Jordan Melia and Drew DeJong. Goalkeeper coach is Jordan Bell. And Tormenta FC's head athletic trainer is Jake Van Dixon.
That was all.
to try it first.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center in Statesboro, Georgia. Let's take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infant all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for field trips for children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possession.
Are you suffering hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery, less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic assisted joint replacement is right for you.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to USL League One on ESPN+. I'm Parker Johnson here on a beautiful night in Southeast Georgia as Tormenta FC welcome Forward Madison for their first match of the season. We're going to start by taking a look at the lineups for these two sides. As you see, Forward Madison strolling out in their brand new Rhythm of the Lakes uniforms. Beautiful away kits, all white with those pink and blue stripes. And what a goalkeeper kit there for Ford Parker. So let's get a look at these starting 11s for both teams, starting with the homestanding Tormenta, going to be in black today, and it's a 4-3-3 look for Ian Cameron. Of note, Jake Dangler, who got a red card in the last game, back in the lineup after his red card was rescinded. So that will be key for Tormenta in the back as he pairs with Preston Kilwine. And then on the other side, Forward Madison in that familiar three-back formation. Mitch Osman captains the side, and new signing Juan Galindres will be starting up top for the Flamingos. The 2023 season left Forward Madison and South Georgia Tormenta on opposite sides of the divide. A single point in the final standings was the difference between Madison's second ever playoff appearance and Tormenta failing to follow up its 2022 League One championship with a trip back to the postseason. Might be the second game week, but it's opening night for the Flamingos, flying straight into the eye of the Tormenta. South Georgia will have it first. They're in the dark kits today. Flamingos, as I mentioned, in the all-white Rhythm of the Lakes kits. Recently debuted. You can expect to see them in a familiar three-back formation. Those wingbacks flying up the pitch. And here is an initial foray up the right side. Juan Galindres with his first opportunity in a white shirt, blazes it over the bar, but immediately Madison playing direct and nearly sneaking in a goal within the first minute. Well, you can see the influence that formation is going to have. Stephen Payne coming up the right side. He's matched by Faraday Sosa on the left today for Madison as a collision takes place off the side. And the Flamingos able to keep possession here. Tormenta barely a chance to touch the ball after having 67% possession in their first game of the season. Madison has the advantage of having seen Tormenta play one game already this season. They dropped their opener here at home to Central Valley Fuego. Jermaine Jones' first game in charge, and got them off to a flying start with a 2-1 win. It was nearly a repeat of last week as well, where they conceded a very early penalty kick just about inside the first minute. So Tormenta, who I'm sure we're focused this week on starting a little faster, managed to come out flat again, but thankfully for them, Juan Galindres was not able to take advantage of the chance. Now you'll see Juan Galindres up top. A lot of fans were hoping to see him partner Christian Cheney. That is the plan for the dynamic duo on the Madison front line. Of course, Cheney leading goal scorer last season, but he is on the bench today. Forward Madison had a few players dealing with some injuries coming off of their tough preseason matchup with St. Louis City 2. And so there were a few changes to the starting lineup. Cheney, the most notable of them. Ball played through here, and a great recovery challenge from Nick Akoto, but he plays the ball out, and it will be a corner for Forward Madison.
Can you get that corner without me being in your way?
Devin Boyce straight into the action as well. You see him strolling over to take this corner kick for the Flamingos. Came over from Greenville Triumph, and he's a USL League One veteran, well known for his time with Union Omaha. He started that last attack, and he will swing the corner in here towards the back post, headed away without contest. A dribble from Derek Gebhardt, who beats his man, but bit off a bit more than he could chew there. Again, all Forward Madison here in the opening couple of minutes. We want to thank everybody tuning in across ESPN Plus. A matchup of 6th versus 7th in the table last season. Forward Madison snuck into the playoffs. An improvement on the year before. First playoff appearance for Matt Glazer since he's been in charge. He said last year was sort of a rebuild. They only brought in 4 players from the season before at the start of last year. This season, much different story, 12 returners. And a long ball sent over the top as the free kick taken quickly. Sebastian Vivas getting his first touch, plays it inside to Akoto. And now Steedman, as Tormenta able to keep some possession in the attacking half for the first time tonight. Lombardi plays it forward, one of the new additions to Tormenta's roster. Here he is on the ball, Aaron Lombardi. Signed from Chattanooga Red Wolves, where he scored 2 goals, 4 assists in 57 appearances in 2 seasons. Stalwart there, he'll help out at left back, and today it looks like he's on the left side of a back 3. And here's Galindres working all by himself. Stood up by Dangler. So Galindres playing that Christian Cheney role so far in this one. Colombian striker, 8th all-time in USL League One goals, as he makes his return from spending time in the championship. Swung in, defended at the back post by Sosa. Boyce trying to bring it in, and Lombardi able to take it down as Tormenta go again. Koto into the channel. Sajmir Spengler. Steedman not sure if he was shooting that or trying to find a backdoor pass to Spengler. Forward Madison happy to try to work out of the back. Gebhardt doing the defending. He's helped out by John Murphy, who has played the Benedict Arnold role here as Tormenta. Nope, offside before that cross was sent in. John Murphy switching sides here. He played for Tormenta last season, stalwart in the midfield, and he has been signed by Forward Madison to reinforce that area. That's one of the few places in turnover, returned a lot of their defenders, returning the leading goal scorer in Cheney, but needed some help in midfield and went out and got Murphy. He is a combative midfielder, to say the least. 9 yellow cards last season. Flamingos patient in the build-up, allowing Tormenta to sink back as this game ebbs and flows. Tormenta hardly touched the ball for the opening 3 minutes or so, and then sustained some pressure. So now Forward Madison just trying to tip that back in the other direction. It's always been a close series, although the games have not necessarily ended up that way. As Glazer tosses it to Chilaka. Last season, Tormenta came away with 2 4-goal performances, both wins over Forward Madison, after Madison took the first game of the series by a 1-0 scoreline. And that sort of reflected the dip that Madison saw in form partway through the season. They were top of USL League One through July 8th last season. And then a combination of injuries and a lack of depth caused a bit of a fade in the form towards the end of the season. They still snuck into the playoffs despite only winning 3 of their last 16 contests after that July 8th date, as we pause and get a shot from the top of the box. It's Jimmy Villalobos with the left foot. Boyce picks it back up, and Stephen Payne on the far side. Madison seeking that consistency. Matt Glazer told me that he was happy with the way that they reinforced. They added some more depth at key positions, some help up front for Christian Cheney, as the goals did run dry at times for Forward Madison. Cheney had a wonderful season, 11 goals. He was picked to USL League One Team of the Week 3 separate occasions, but no other scorers in double figures, and he led the team in shots by 63 over the next closest number. So certainly an oversized reliance on him up front, and Galindra is one of the players who has been tasked with helping share the load this season. Deep cross. Akoto got his head to it. And a failed clearance that time from Steedman will allow Forward Madison to keep the pressure on as we cross the 10-minute mark here on Forward Madison's opener. Sure that the flock is gathered at the Forward Club, taking this one in, where they host the away game watch parties at Breese Stevens Field. Just a wonderful supporter culture around this Flamingo side, and a real sense of excitement heading into 2024 about what this team could achieve. Spengler did the hard work to win it back, and then Tunbridge turned it right back over. Souza comes inside. Murphy keeps it ticking to Boyce and out to Stephen Payne. He's got a one-on-one if he wants to work it. Instead cuts back. Who will pick the lock for forward Madison? A couple of key players missing this game for the Flamingos as well that are worth mentioning. We already said that Christian Chaney is on the bench, but he is available. A couple players who did not make the squad. Sharif J, second team all USL selection. Jake Krull is out as well. And Aiden Macias, their number 10, did not make the squad. So certainly lacking a few players that could be sparks in the attacking areas of the pitch. And a lot of new faces around Gebhardt, number 17, as Madison had to make quite a few changes for this one.
Lower now, lower, lower. Come on, hey, hey, hey.
Tormenta under Ian Cameron, classically a 4-back team. See him lined up in the 3-back here today. You can get a great look at it right now as Dangler plays it across to Lombardi, who's the left center back of the 3. They did that in order to match the 3-back formation that forward Madison is very well known for. In fact, Ian Cameron told me that it's one of the few teams around the leagues that he will steal ideas from. He loves the way that they play. He loves the work that Matt Glazer has done as a through ball sneaks through here. Jackson Curry trying to make his presence felt for the first time tonight. Wasn't able to hold on to it, but that is the 2023 Young Player of the Year, both for club and across the league. He will be tasked with a little bit more defensive work tonight, playing up that left side in what appears to be sort of a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, depending how high the Australian finds himself up the pitch. 7 goals and 6 assists. Those 13 goal contributions, the third most ever by a player in his first professional season in USL League One. And the best part about it is that there's more to come, is what Ian Cameron said. He came in the offseason and continued to keep his head down and work hard. The award's certainly not getting to his head, and he's got a lot more that he wants to accomplish and really kick on from here. He was quiet in the opener against Fuego, as there is definitely an increased awareness of the danger that Jackson Curry provides every single game this season. Shipman so calm with his feet as Madison able to play it out of the back. Under high pressure from Sebastian Vivas. Talked about forward Madison trying to find some help up top. Vivas is that for Tormenta as Madison play it through here. It's Gebhardt. Back to goal. Drops it off for Sosa, who's trying to find a cross. Instead, it goes top of the area. Murphy wanted to roll it into the penalty box. Intercepted by Spengler, who's had to do a lot of defensive work after being able to make some serious inroads in that first game versus Central Valley Fuego, especially in the first half, although Tormenta did go down early in that game. He was a spark and a player who came in as a trialist in the preseason, earned himself a performance-based contract coming out of University of South Florida. a work rate that certainly does not stop, and that is true across the board for a lot of these Tormenta players. They're going to be tasked with a lot of chasing tonight based on the way that Forward Madison has been possessing it here in the early going. Matt Glazer adjusting on the fly, talking to Galindres about his positioning as Akoto beat by Sosa up the sideline. A little bit of pressure from behind there. Sosa felt a bit of a push, but no foul. Can tell that the switch to the back three for Tormenta is giving them a much better chance of matching up 1v1 as Madison cycle through their build-up play. Ian Cameron was telling me about the mismatches they're used to facing with those wing backs of Forward Madison. He said it can become 5 guys running straight at you really fast when those wing backs are getting involved. And so by virtue of switching to the back three, having some wing backs of his own who can sort of match up man for man on either side, it has given Tormenta a stronger ability here in the first 20 minutes or so to stuff out some of those opportunities before they arise. Murphy for Boyce as Spangler and Vivas try to corner him, but played out well. Sosa inside on his right, and Galindres picks it up. 1-2, back to Galindres around the corner, and the flick, it's still alive. And Boyce has a lash. Finally cleared by Jackson Khoury on the edge of his 6-yard box. Galindres dancing through the Tormenta defense. And for the second time tonight, he got a great look at goal and couldn't convert. Derek Gebhardt. Sosa checks it back. All 11 Tormenta players within about 35 yards of their own goal. Pinned back at the moment by the men in white. Payne, trapped in the corner, goes back for Boyce. Looking for the return, and it's poked forward. Spangler with a chance to at least gain some ground, some territory, and a throw-in, in fact, for the Ibises. A welcome bit of relief for Tormenta, who spent a couple minutes on the back foot, and just how close did Juan Galindres come to opening his account with Forward Madison? Here he is picking up a loose ball. He dropped it off, and then the giveaway from Murphy. Forward comes Lombardi. Tapped through. Steedman to Tunbridge. Tunbridge attempted to walk his way right through 3 defenders, and now Lombardi saw something that his teammates did not. keep an eye on Mason Tunbridge. He's a player coming out of University of San Diego and grew up in London. I asked Ian Cameron who a player would be that the fans are going to see and is going to make them want to come back. He said this guy is going to score some special goals and he is going to send in some special passes. He's got that extra bit of quality, and this, his first full professional debut after coming off the bench in the first matchup and propelling some of Tormenta's comeback in the second half, which ultimately came up short against Central Valley Fuego. But at 6'3", he's got goals in his game. He's got a great range of passing and the technique to truly be a difference maker in the midfield. Today alongside Fonseca and Steedman in the midfield for Tormenta. But in the early going, it's been their former man, John Murphy, who has been controlling the territory. As forward Madison have had the better of it. Clipped through, and Galindres couldn't quite bring it down, but a great idea from Devin Boyce as the newcomers linking up for the Flamingos. Halfway through the first half here. One other game going on simultaneously in USL League One. Charlotte Independence locked at 0 with 1 Knoxville. That game is at halftime, so welcome in to anybody who might be flipping around during the break on your ESPN app. Scoreless here, but Madison have had the 2 best chances, both through Juan Galindres, their new striker who will be very familiar to USL League One fans for his great work with Chattanooga Red Wolves. Again, no Christian Cheney from the start. He is available on the bench for the Flamingos. Sounds of the drum line from Category 5 setting the tempo on this perfect night for soccer in Statesboro. A tick over 70 degrees, clear skies on this natural grass surface at Tormenta Stadium. Side seeking its first points of the season. Starting to get a foothold as we get a look at Tunbridge and that long passing ability. Corey will get to this one first. Payne all over his back. What can Corey pull out? Real high-quality matchup between those two. Stephen Payne, a stalwart around Madison. 3rd season with the team, acquired from Richmond Kickers. A Birmingham, Alabama native, and what a soccer family as well. Of course, his sisters, Tony and Nicole, playing internationally for Nigeria. Payne last season led the way with 91 attempted crosses. When he is involved, it is a good sign going forward for forward Madison. It was Boyce who strayed offside. You can tell he's enjoying the freedom given to him through the midfield today. He's been instrumental in nearly all of the attacks for Forward Madison. Chilaka gets to the ball first, wins the foul from Nick Akoto. Chilaka, a player with USL Championship experience, signed in the offseason from San Diego Loyal. And fans used to seeing Mitch Osmond, the captain, on the ball here, partnered by Timmy Mell, who is alongside, and Chilaka slotting in as that third center back. Described as a player who can do that dirty work for his teammates and has the mix of being dynamic both on and off the ball, as you see his on-ball passing ability. Galindres getting touches in the box once again. Flared to the back post, and Murphy couldn't get a lot of purchase on the shot. But Flamingos threatening the Tormenta goal once again. Early on, 4 shots already recorded by the away side, up to 0.6 expected goals, compared to blanks in both of those categories for Tormenta. Again, that battle between Payne and Corey. Corey getting the better of him here. He had the advantage, nothing accrued, and so the referee blows for the foul. And this will be a tasty position for Tormenta to serve up a set piece. Daniel Steedman, the Glasgow native, over the free kick. He's got Kilwine and Dangler forward. Koto, 6'3" of him at the back post as well. Significant size advantage over their markers. That's where it's headed, but it's right into the hands of Bernd Shipman. Just too close to goal and not enough pace. Plenty of time for the German to adjust. To Sosa. Tunbridge arriving late to the scene. And Gebhardt, the recipient of a late foul. It's Galindres sitting down on the far left side of your picture here as we take a brief pause, which will allow Gebhardt to try to shake this one off. Looked like Galindres was having an issue with one of his boots. He immediately took his shoe off. Hopefully it's something that simple and not some kind of injury here, but he doesn't look overly concerned at the moment. And coincidentally, right around the time that we would be taking a water break later on in the season. So a couple of the Tormenta players kind of by muscle memory almost just flocking over to the sideline, getting some instructions from Ian Cameron. Well, the Laces tied once again. No visible issues with Galindres. Pass checks up on the grass a little bit. Vivas tried to track it down. It's Payne in the corner. About a 60% possession advantage for forward Madison. Wonder what tweaks Ian Cameron might have just relayed to his team during that little mini timeout for Galindres to fix his footwear. They've been outplayed so far as they've shifted their tactics to try to match up with forward Madison. And it does seem at times struggling to find their own rhythm when they do hold on to the ball. Fonseca. And Parker dangerously playing it out. Akoto with a loose touch. Sosa looks like was called for the foul here. Yes, he was. And Akoto really bailed out. It was a difficult pass to receive from Ford Parker. One of those sequences playing out of the back where I'm sure the Tormenta fans were fearing the worst as the ball just didn't seem to catch up to where they wanted it to go. Koto facing a double team. He escapes, and it's Tunbridge, low ball in. Vivas can't control it. Boyce went long, and I think they're screaming for a foul after he played the pass. But he's rushing forward to try to help join the pressure, and Tormenta have it back. A rare touch inside the box for Vivas just before that was cleared away. As Spangler going down and earning a call. Again, some relief for Tormenta. Osmond organizing the high line here. Something off the training ground. The first pass worked out. Part two didn't live up to the original. And Tormenta will have to make the most of these set-piece opportunities as this game wears on. Given the amount of possession and pressure that Madison have built up. Of course, they got to see it from the reverse angle last week, being on the ball for a vast majority of the game against Central Valley, who scored early and had no real reason to try to hold too much of the ball. But 2 quick goals were enough for them last week. And striking without the ball, they did successfully. So Tormenta trying to copy that. Tunbridge made it past a few, but eventually forced backwards to Akoto. Vivas has some space inside the box. Closed down by Osmond, reaches around and clears it out of play. That was a highly alert play from the captain. Lofted into Akoto. The knockdown header can't find Spengler before it's cleared away by Murphy. Almost something out of nothing. Ajmir Spengler taking it one-on-one. Narrowly missed a corner kick. Instead, a deep throw for Akoto. Ian Cameron described Nick Akoto as the most challenging player for him to work with. Tunbridge heads it to Shipman. He said it's a good challenge with Nick Akoto because he knows that he's got some unteachable characteristics. The size, the athleticism, and his instinct for the game is sensational. He said that he's the type of player MLS scouts will have their eyes on, and he sees that potential, but his challenge is trying to draw out and check those other boxes that teams at a higher level are interested in from a tactical and technical standpoint. Maintaining focus throughout the match, something else that he mentioned, but he loves the challenge of trying to bring players to their full potential, and Akoto is among the top of that list. Clean challenge in the end. Left Villalobos on his haunches. Taking a big swing at Akoto from behind. He will earn the game's first booking.
In the 39th minute of play, yellow card issued to forward Madison, number 19, Juan Galindres.
Involved in all the action, he nearly scored in the first 60 seconds. He also had a mazy run through and ended with a 1-2 and an attempt to chip Ford Parker that almost came off. Galindres just ask Akoto, certainly making his presence felt here up top in his forward Madison debut. And I'm sure earning the admiration of the flock in the process. You just wonder if Christian Cheney will have any minutes in his legs tonight. It's unclear exactly what the reason is for him not starting, but I do know that a few players were sort of game time decisions tonight, and I think he was among them. And of course, how does that equation change as it remains tied, as the game wears on, as they seek that difference maker? Galindres has certainly looked the part of somebody who could do it so far, so no issues really there, but I'm sure everybody in a pink shirt tonight is thinking about the potential presence of Cheney. Caught on the flipper of Tunbridge. Great recovery from Spangler, but now Tormenta tasked to play it out of the back. Lombardi gets hacked down. Madison trying to squeeze back that ball in the attacking third and almost succeeded. But a case of bad timing leads to the foul. Boyce with a retrieval, and he sets Villalobos on his way. He's got Gebhard to his left. Derek Gebhard sliding tackle, won the ball. Dengler with a critical intervention. He had to get that one perfectly. He did just that. Dengler ended up with a red card in stoppage time of the game against Central Valley Fuego for an incident that was never really clearly shown on the broadcast, but got him sent straight off. And then the red card was announced yesterday that it would be rescinded, so he was back in action for this game today. And a welcome sight, of course, for Tormenta. Vivas. And Tunbridge can't slot it through. Khoury. Low cross. Galindras trying to spin in the long legs of Preston Kilwine. To the rescue. Powerful collision there between Gebhard and Akoto. Well, Burn Shipman in no rush, it seems, with about 45 seconds left before first half stoppage time. One extra minute to be tacked on here at the end of the first half.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time to the first half.
A half that has produced more chances for the Flamingos, but neither team able to break what has been a tactical stalemate of dueling three-back formations. Tormenta doing just enough to cancel out forward Madison on a couple of occasions. Dengler coming to the rescue most recently. But there still is time for another chance here. Sosa worth a crack. And that may just about be enough to see us to the halftime break. Well, what more could you expect from two teams that finished 6th and 7th place, only divided by a point last season, other than an identical stalemate on the scoreboard. Not quite living up to the 4 goals that Tormenta produced in their last couple matchups last year, but plenty of intrigue. Will we see Christian Cheney in the second half? We've seen Madison knock on the door, and we'll see if, in fact, one team can break it down in the second half. 0-0.
Interested in more information about the Tormenta FC Academy? Visit tormentafc.com/programs. Tormenta Nation, are you thirsty? Reach for a Coca-Cola product, the official soft drink of Tormenta FC. Tormenta FC is proud to thank Optimal Orthopedics for serving as the official health provider of Tormenta FC.
Lancaster keeping it alive. Waiting for some teammates to join
as
in
well
support.
as a quarter zip top for
Gets it to
50%
Juve. What a
off.
tackle.
Get yours before supply runs out.
Powder in a bit of space on the right-hand side. He's got it. Over with it.
Make your way over to the nest for tonight's 21 and over drink specials. For tonight's match, you can get a Miller Lite and a shot of Irish whiskey for just $7.
Shot.
Lancaster keeping it alive. Waiting for some teammates to join in some support. Gets it to Juve. What a tackle. Yellow card will be produced.
We want to thank all of the groups here in attendance for tonight's match. Coastal Homeschool Athletic Association.
Do you still know how to fix one of these things?
Full command.
I'm building a team. Are you in?
I think Blue Lightning will want to come too.
You guys looking for real speed?
Hey, smart board, when you're done fixing that, Bullet County needs your help.
I need to try it first.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Two teams will compete in 3 challenges. The ball and spoon race.
Halftime from Southeast Georgia. Scoreless first 45 minutes between Forward Madison and Tormenta FC, as Forward Madison getting its first game of the 2024 season underway. Well, here's a look at how things went in week 1. Tormenta were involved, and there were a handful of exciting contests around USL League One. Spokane coming out in their club debut, and they scored first. They had the pressure all over Greenville Triumph, scoring early from the spot, but it was a comeback effort from the home team that ended up propelling them to a 3-1 victory. Slick play all around from the Triumph, breaking the heart of a Spokane Velocity team trying to open with a storybook entrance into the league. This was the pick of the bunch. Leo Castro making a Team of the Week appearance thanks to that beautiful goal that sealed things off for Greenville Triumph. And then another highly anticipated match from week 1 was Lexington taking on Northern Colorado. Lexington, a favorite in the off-season prognostications to make it to the top of the table this season. But this game did finish 0-0 despite a near free kick goal from Lexington. Northern Colorado going on the road and earning the shutouts. Both teams split a point. Lexington would go on to win the first game this week and move top of the table. Now, this was Tormenta's first contest of the year, and it was within the first minute of the game that they gave up a goal to Central Valley Fuego, getting the Jermaine Jones era off to a flying start. And it was a game defined by set pieces, as Tormenta conceded from 2 in that first half. They trailed 2-0 for the majority of the game. This 83rd minute goal from Gabriel Rodriguez earned him a place on the bench of the USL 1 Team of the Week. But it was not enough to earn a point for Tormenta, as Central Valley Fuego came in and got their first win of the season.
So do we. Terminix it.
When I work till it hurts, you know the drill. It's like I went on a hike, cause Q, I'm king of the hill. They think I don't notice, they can't touch me, don't want floating. All of the moves you make up over, some of the different places.
Starting from now, detail. Gotta be clean, no excuses. Let's go.
You know the drill.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe drowning every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
See? It's just like real camping.
Ugh, we even have real ants. Ew.
Like I said, real camping.
When ants show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Are you suffering hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Halftime break in Statesboro, 0-0 the score between Tormenta FC and Forward Madison. As we take a look around USL League One to get an eye on what's been going on to start off the season. Of course, this is Forward Madison's first contest, but a full slate last week. And coming up next, the excitement of the US Open Cup. That's right, on Tuesday, America's oldest cup competition returns, and USL will be well represented. The USL League Two teams and League One teams will enter round one, and we got both Tormenta and Forward Madison in action on Tuesday. Leo Castro earning the Player of the Week for that goal you saw in those highlights as Greenville took down Spokane. And he made it alongside a number of his Triumph teammates as they sat top of the table after the first set of games, which only saw 6 teams in action, the rest getting underway this week. Spokane Velocity did put up a strong effort, Josh Dowling getting a place in the week selection as well. But it was not enough for an opening win for the new club. And now we'll look at what's going on today. Full-time earlier, Spokane following up that performance last week by getting the full 3 points, taking down Richmond Kickers. And then Charlotte Independence still deadlocked with 1 Knoxville. And the nightcap tonight will be Central Valley Fuego trying to make it a perfect 2 from 2 against Union Omaha, the defending Shield winners.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Optum Health System's commitment to has not changed. Unmatched safety and passionate care. Others may talk about normal, but at Optum Health System we always provide high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Fans, welcome back to the pitch.
Take care of all of your childcare needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infant all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for field trips for children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possession.
.45 down, 45 to go at Tormenta Stadium, where the halftime score stands at 0-0. The first half presented more chances to Forward Madison than it did to Tormenta. Tormenta only managing 1 shot, and this was probably the best look at goal. The chip from Galindres almost made it across to Stephen Payne. And then it was he who had the key pass to the backside as Murphy fired in a shot. And then really few and far between for Tormenta. A couple of set piece opportunities and a physical matchup, no doubt. Dangler coming in with a critical challenge as well that helped keep Forward Madison off the board. Juan Galindres was causing most of the problems. Devin Boyce instrumental in a lot of Forward Madison's attacking play as well. From the start without Christian Cheney, their talisman up top. And Galindres has filled in admirably, I'm sure, making some of those Forward Madison fans salivate about the idea of those two playing together if he could have been the one on the end of a few of those chances. So here's a look at how it broke down on the stat sheet. There were parts of the half where Forward Madison controlled a lot more of the ball, and then it sort of evened out as the half went on. Ebbs and flows, to be sure, and two teams that matched up equally in their formations kind of produced a little bit of a stalemate, aside from those few moments of brilliance that we saw when Galindres was able to break the lines. 7 shots for Forward Madison, none for Tormenta. And that 1 yellow card did go to Galindres, so keep that in mind for the second half as well. Definitely some heavy hitters available on the bench. You look down at the sidelines, and Tormenta's new signing, Pedro Campos, was fit for this match. He's available off the bench. Niall Watson as well, and Gabriel Rodriguez, who came in off the bench to score in the second half of their first game. And on the other side, Christian Cheney, Wolfgang Prentice, Mauro Cicero, Augustin Davila. I mean, the attacking options are certainly there. Nazim Bartman, a good option too. So there's a lot left of this story to be told. Kilwine is able to see it out. A great pass around the corner to Lombardi. Immediately better play out of the back from Tormenta, cleaning up an area of sloppiness in that first half. Khoury has some space on the ball. Instead, it's Fonseca. He was ready to get the second half off to a rip-roaring start. Got his laces through it, but couldn't quite calibrate. Trying to see exactly who the player is down here for the Flamingos, as we have a brief stoppage. Known worldwide for their kits, really, Forward Madison. This is the Rhythm of the Lakes kit that just released, designed in collaboration with the Flock, their independent supporters group. Those 5 stripes you see down the front, representative of the 5 lakes of Madison. And one of the coolest details that is hard to see from here, but should you purchase one, which $5 would go to the Flock Soccer Foundation, you would see on the collar there is the imitation of the drum beat from the song We Are Madison that plays and rings out at Bree Stevens Field. It's a really neat design, and you know, Forward Madison certainly never disappoints in the fashion department. Trying to match it on the field and continue their upward trend this season, making the playoffs last year after a rebuild. And I spoke to a couple members of the Flock this week. They told me that the aims are high. There is silverware to contend for. They would love a shot at a championship. And of course, this season, with the introduction of the USL League One Interleague Cup, there is a new in-season tournament that will have some silverware on the line as well. And Madison like their chances in that one. They are in the Central group, and we can talk about that a little more as the game develops, but that's certainly an option. And then US Open Cup, as we mentioned at halftime. Round 1 begins this week, and with less MLS teams competing this year, perhaps a more wide open field. We've seen USL League One make some fun runs in the past, and part of what these teams have both done in the offseason is to add some veteran presence, add some players like a Connor Doyle for Tormenta. And players like Galindres coming in with higher league experience in some of those cup competitions. Fonseca. It comes through to Khoury, who's onside. Cleared to the top of the box. Vivas! Tunbridge. Nobody willing to bite the sandwich. But they will get a corner out of it. Tormenta have started brightly in the second half.
That's a Tormenta corner kick. Make some noise.
Shipman organizes the troops. It's a low ball to the near post. Walled off well. I believe it was Payne doing the defending. Khoury off the quick throw in. Gets past end line. And Kilwine to the back post. Not sure if Dengler was quite ready for Akoto to let that one go, and just a last-second miscommunication leaves him scrambling to recover the ball and concedes the foul. You can see Akoto just gesturing there. We got to talk. Timmy Mel not showing any ill effects after going down a couple minutes ago. That's good to see. Helping his team play out of the back here. Tormenta, you can tell, setting those traps. As Vivas waiting for a moment to pounce. He lets Osmond pick out a ball to the left side. This is Sosa. Room to turn for Gebhardt. He will run at the back line, but caught up by Akoto. Great spray from Sosa to his opposite wing back. Forward Madison trying to set up shop here in the Tormenta half. Gebhardt navigating. Flipped in. Khoury with the clearance. Spangler looked like he was caught from behind. Spotted by Adam Brozowick. You have to admire the work rate from Jackson Khoury today, but maybe not at the most influential position he could be on the field. He spent a lot of time in his own 18-yard box, playing in that left wingback role today. There he is, tapping it back to Lombardi. He's beaten his man a couple times when he's had the opportunity to get forward, and looks like he's making a run here. Will he chase this one down? Not quite. The native of Australia, called up recently to the Lebanon team. Ian Cameron said he really admired the dedication that Khoury has shown to earning that call-up. A player that is not satisfied with the awards that he received last season after a stellar breakout campaign. Gebhardt winning another foul. initially some consideration to just play it short and keep the possession moving, but overruled as Madison sends some bigger bodies forward. Curled in delicately from Boyce. Parker happy to see that one over the end line. Akoto stretching his legs and matched up with Chilaka. A lot of contact. And nothing more than a goal kick. The Tormenta fans in disbelief. Akoto hardly with the energy to even argue that one, as he has a fairly calm conversation with the assistant referee. Murphy under pressure. Gets a clip from Vivas. Gebhardt coming onto it, into the box, looking for options. Has to go back to Souza. Mel to Payne, inside Boyce. A big block from Kilwine. It requires a punch from Ford Parker. He was fouled in the process. Devin Boyce getting the best look at goal there for the Flamingos. And the enormous frame of Kilwine. 21 blocks last season, over 100 clearances.
I'm texting off my AirPod to game.
Player down for Tormenta getting some treatment as Dangler continues to plead his case with the referee. Perhaps going back to that one with Akoto a minute ago. He was involved in that conversation too before those two get some refreshments. Certainly a better start to the second half for Tormenta. They have posed a lot more threat. And Galindres, after turning some heads in the first half, hasn't had much of a sniff in the opening part of this second period. It is Steedman who is back to his feet now. First season with the club. He's got that Scottish connection with Ian Cameron. But he's got 14 appearances in USL Championship and 12 appearances in USL 1 with NCFC a couple years ago. Gebhardt. hauled away by Parker. Couldn't tell how much Boyce got on that with his flowing blonde locks, but enough to trouble Parker, who was just waiting to see what kind of touch he would get. Galindres was there at the back post as well, examining the situation. And I think Parker will be relieved just to see it go over the end line, even if for a corner.
In the 60th
We
minute
will
of
have
play,
a substitution here,
number 30, Connor Doyle for Tormenta FC,
and that is
on for number 8,
Tormenta's
Daniel Stevens.
new incoming captain, Connor Doyle, your USL League One all-time leader in appearances. 3 seasons apiece with Chattanooga Red Wolves and Union Omaha, part of some great success with the Nebraskan club. And bringing that extra experience to a team with an average age of under 25 in their squad. A leaping header from Kilwine. He gets another corner for Doyle. Or Boyce, pardon me. Doyle, the one who just came on. Confident call from Parker to call off Dangler there. Ball stays in safe hands. And we'll see what kind of influence Connor Doyle can have, as Tormenta already began to shift a little bit of momentum here at the beginning of the second half. Doyle coming back from an off-season surgery. He's having to work his way back. Came off the bench in the first match, and then he'll get a few more minutes here tonight. Eventually a player that Ian Cameron, I'm sure, would like to see out there as often as possible. Fonseca takes over. Spangler inside, drawing contacts. A very tidy dribbler of the ball. He's won a number of fouls tonight. Been a very useful outlet for the periods of the game where Tormenta has not had a lot of the ball. He's often been that release valve. Just getting the Ibises a little bit of territory back, winning a foul in a situation like this, and setting up a set-piece opportunity where they've got a huge size advantage at the back. You see 25 Dangler there in black. None of those guys are really matching up with him. And that's not to mention Kilwine. Dangler goes down, claiming contact, but not enough for the referee. Hard to see much in a skirmish of bodies like that, and the reality is there is a lot of contact. But it has to be very flagrant to earn a penalty on a play like that. Spangler working his way out of a phone booth here in the corner a couple of times and wins another foul. He has lit up the forward line in the first couple games of his professional career. Curry stands over, peers into the box. Trying to connect here. It can't beat the first man, Galindres. Curry had to track back. He did enough to at least hold up the forward Madison counter there off the set piece that he did not deliver well enough. Gebhardt finding space once again. Fires off a shot, and the deflection took any venom out of it. Galindres trying to follow up. Well, Ford Parker, who has spent the vast majority of his career as a backup, both in college and professionally throughout USL Championship, has shown very safe hands. Not so safe playing out of the back from kill line as it's given away and latched onto by Galindres. Doyle, good angle on the ball, doesn't beat kill line. Crunching challenges left and right, cleared eventually by Aaron Lombardi. Mingo's attempting to turn the tide with an extended spell of possession. Boyce had to check his run to stay onside. Great service into the box. A big right fist from Parker. And the long rip from Murphy, looking to deal damage to his old club. Galindres blocked away. Not bad from Sosa on the follow-up either. And that ends the brief pressure. Some big chances for Madison, and now a big name coming in off the bench. You see the neon boots, and your defense is in danger. Christian Cheney making his season debut, starting from the bench, and Nazim Bartman will join him in the attack as well. So Galindres will exit without a goal in his first match for the Flamingos, but he was very effective. He didn't convert the couple of chances that fell to him in the first half, but all around presented plenty of danger, and probably a smart player to withdraw on a yellow card as well. He makes way for Cheney, and it's Gebhardt who switches out with Nazim Bartman, the Cape Town native. Bartman, who had 5 goals, 3 assists last season, can definitely be a difference maker here. And that's not to mention the 11 times that Christian Cheney found the back of the net himself. Will this give the Mingos the spark that they've been looking for? Instead, it's Tormenta. Fonseca furious that he didn't receive it. A lack of connection at times among that front line. So many new faces. Tormenta, a team that is tasked year on year with replacing rising talent. That is the beauty and the curse of an academy first club. One whose focus is so heavily on development. Keziah Sterling, Nkwele Akale moving on to USL Championship football after great performances. And it's Boyce who finds the back of the net. Forward Madison 1-0 in front. Devin Boyce has been involved in all the good things happening for the Flamingos. And he marks his debut in pink and blue with a net rippling finish. One goal, 3 assists last season for Greenville Triumph, already matching his goal tally. Had a prolific campaign in 2021, helping Union Omaha to that title. 5 goals, 9 assists in 29 games. He brings goals from midfield, he brings creativity. His movement has been excellent tonight.
Entering the match is number 6, Callum Stretch. Leaving the match is
And we will have a couple of changes in response.
Entering the match, number 17, Gabby Rodriguez. Leaving the match, number 16, Mason Tunbridge.
Gabriel Rodriguez, who saved a goal for Tormenta last week as they attempted to come from behind against Central Valley Fuego. He will be tasked with the same project here, a reclamation project of a lead given away. This time much later in the contest, and that blow from Devin Boyce might be a bit more critical. The other sub made by Ian Cameron there, Callum Stretch coming on at the back. Player recently called up by Puerto Rico for a couple of friendlies. He'll head off after this game to go fulfill his international duties, but he'll have 20 minutes to try to make an impact here. And perhaps a change of formation in the process as well. We'll keep an eye on that as it works itself out here. But Rodriguez initially looking to partner Vivas up top rather than the Argentinian being all by himself, as he was for a lot of this game. Rise in intensity from the Ibises. A rise in urgency as they seek the equalizer here. Lots of attacking options on the pitch right now. You got Spangler working on the right. Akoto still has his presence out there. Fonseca through the middle. Curry on the left and the 2 forwards up top. My early estimation is that it's perhaps a 4-4-2 or maybe a 3-5-2. Kill line patrolling the left side of defense. Does look like they're sticking with 3 center backs. Kill line, Osmond, and then, Killwine, Dangler, and Stretch, the new sub on the far side. But Vivas now has a running mate. The Argentinian signed from Dock Sud, a club in Buenos Aires playing in the 3rd division of Argentinian football. He was the co-Golden Boot winner last season. 13 goals for him, trying to replicate that. And the early impression that he has certainly made is that he will run his socks off. That is one of the strong points of his game, defending from the front, in addition to that goal-scoring prowess. This ball not quite staying in for Boyce, but he is kept running after his goal, putting his team in front. Searching long ball dealt with by Chilaka. Having a few Tormenta fans on the top row there in danger. Watch for Madison to bleed off every second they can in these positions. Anytime that ball is out of play, back at the feet of Shipman. I mean, he was doing it in the first half. But certainly going to take every opportunity to see out this 1-0 lead on the road. Building patiently as a couple of subs get ready on the sideline. Hearing word that we may see a debut for Pedro Campos, the Chilean winger who was signed just a couple days ago, or at least arrived a couple days ago, I should say, in Southeast Georgia. Villalobos into Cheney, back to Villalobos, back to Cheney. He's trying to follow up. Dengler got some contacts and wins the free kick. First touches of the game, if I'm not mistaken, for Christian Cheney. And in typical fashion, threatening the goal right away. Villalobos may have taken a little bit of extra contact after his attempt.
In the 78th minute of play.
And now a chance for those subs to come on for South Georgia. We're going to see Niall Watson.
Number 7, Niall Watson. Leaving the match, number 9, Sebastian Vivas. Second sub, entering the match, number 77.
Watson made 124 appearances at Southport FC, the team for which he was a lifelong fan growing up in the Liverpool area, coming across the pond and making his transition into USL League One, alongside Pedro Campos out of Providencia, Chile. He's played for the U18 team in Chile, where he scored in his only appearance. He also has 8 caps on the U17 level. And he's had a wide variety of travels throughout his career. He's played in Chile, Mexico, Cyprus, and Israel, so seen many parts of the world, and finds his way to Statesboro. He's an exciting winger. Ian Cameron could not wait to arrive. Sadly, he was not here in time to be fit to play from the start, but a player that they certainly expect to bring a spark to the attack this season. Boyce in a key position once again, finds Bartman and pushed away by Parker. Cheney has no pressure on him, could pick out anybody he wanted, and it's a great recovery challenge. Still Cheney, can't work a second opportunity. But as Tormenta push for an equalizer, the spaces are open in transition, and it was Nazim Bartman who really had the best opportunity there. Was not able to keep his left-footed shot far away enough from Ford Parker. So Madison responds with a substitution of their own. Matt Glazer calling Mauro Cicero's number. Villalobos, after taking some hard contacts a few minutes ago, is the player replaced. Cicero, a big-bodied forward, and somebody who has had an inspiring career, fighting back from 2 separate ACL injuries, one just before he was drafted in the MLS Super Draft, and then another a few years later while he was playing with Charleston Battery. He's found a new home at forward Madison. But it's Tormenta here as we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation with Connor Doyle trotting over for a corner kick. Crowd raising and then falling to a hush. It's a free header. Shipman required to punch. It would have been offside on the follow-up. But the driven ball from Doyle, found the head of Gabriel Rodriguez, who nearly replicated his late goal scoring from last week. To launch it into the Statesboro sky. Cheney, the physical presence, winning a foul for his side, a chance to take a few more seconds off. Flamingo's doing everything they can to take the sting out here, but great pressure from Tormenta to win it back, and Campos with a loose touch, still trying to find his feet. Looks like it was going to be a real chance there on the high pressure from Niall Watson. Payne has space, got his arm pretty high. And Campos coming through with the contact. This time it's Watson. No foul called in either case. And eventually, I believe it went against Murphy for playing on the ground. So a quick restart here while Murphy remained down against his old team, not getting the call there. The tension's rising as Madison attempting to see out a tough away result, and Tormenta, the frustration's growing. Spengler got the last touch off Boyce.
Tormenta corner kick, stop your feet!
Murphy still has a problem here. He went down earlier after he was whistled for an infraction in the opposite half of the field. And Adam Brosowick is having absolutely none of it. Murphy can't believe it. Finally, the training staff allowed onto the pitch. And Brosowick giving a quick look at the watch as to say, this time will be added on, my friend. A very physical contest, especially as it has worn on. These players needing that extra hydration. And here's another look at the 69th minute. Devin Boyce with a timely finish in his first ever appearance for the Flamingos. What a way to mark his debut. And of all people, it was Connor Doyle with the swing and the miss, attempting to clear that ball out of the back. It came out of nothing, but credit Boyce for being alert and ready to pounce. John Murphy has one last gift for his former stadium. As he reluctantly takes his place on the sideline. And here comes the sub.
We have a substitution for forward
Augustine
Madison.
Davila
Number 20,
making his
Augustine
debut
Davila.
tonight.
In the match, number 6, John Murphy
The Uruguayan attacker will come in for the departed Murphy. 11 on 11 here. Doyle to the back post. Header rises. Took a last touch off of Kilwine as he and Dangler were there as targets on the back post. It looked like a pretty good ball from Doyle, very similar to the one that they were able to score off against Central Valley. With the back post ball, Dangler headed it across, and eventually it came to Rodriguez. Well, according to the clock, only about 3.5 minutes to go here, but there has been so much time wasted, and Shipman penalized for it in the process, that it seems like we may have an additional 5 minutes or so at least after we hit the full 90 here. Plenty of time for Tormenta. And Akoto springing forward. All of a sudden, double teamed. A third defender not far away. Unable to get past his man. Chilaka has had a couple of one-on-one battles with him as they exchange some pleasantries afterwards. Cheney, great hold up, plays it forward, Davila. Cheney doing excellent work up top, giving Madison an outlet and doing that defensive pressure. Doyle looks set to fire this one to the back post. Urging his teammates forward. He knows there aren't a lot of chances left in this one. Tormenta have to be direct. 2 hands up. And he lines it in towards the penalty spot. Nobody able to get there in front of Burn Shipman. Davila pulling it from deep. Dangler forced to go long. Hakoto is the target. All he can do is save the goal kick and try to pin them in with a deep throw in here. Davila trying to match Boyce with a goal in his forward Madison debut, but no such luck. Rodriguez holds it up. Akoto drops it off. We've hit the 90 minutes. And there will be 8 added on. Watson stayed onside, tried to pull it back for Doyle. The re-entry from Dangler, can't find a teammate. Callum Stretch playing it out. Anything to break the pressure will do for forward Madison. Davila can't do it for long, back with Fonseca. Picked up by Spengler. Looking for that through ball. Rodriguez made a nice run. Whistle going in favor of forward Madison. It was on the follow through of the clearance.
Number 10, Pedro Fonseca.
So put a pin in 91:30, and we will have some more added time on to the 8 minutes here after this little break. But Tormenta searching for answers and none to be found on a stalwart back line. Shipman has been great tonight. Chilaka has looked like a player who could really settle in that back three. Mel and Osmond, good as ever. And there have been overall very few threats on the forward Madison goal. Just under 0.3 expected goals so far for Tormenta. Forward Madison coming in with 1.58, so slightly underperforming from what they've created in this game, matching a theme from last season. They've outshot Tormenta 19-4, 8 of those 19 winding up on target. Soccer is a simple game. A 1-goal difference will never make you feel comfortable. And Tormenta have more than enough pieces on the pitch to put something together. Well, I said put a pin in 1:30. We restarted about the 93-minute mark, so that's another minute and a half on top of 8. Although we are, of course, at the referee's discretion, not mine. Great flick forward. Spangler closed down by Chilaka, trying to get back onto that left foot always. It bounces off the corner flag. An unfortunate deflection for Tormenta because they will only have a throw here. Boyce with the clearance, trying to protect the lead that he gave the Flamingos. He has put in a serious shift in his first 90 minutes with the club. Davila can run for the hills here. Instead, he's got Stephen Payne, who wandered offside. And you wonder if Davila was better served just taking that one to the corner himself, especially since that's where he ended up passing it. But in any case, a stoppage, a chance for Madison to get numbers back behind the ball. As Doyle will have to start from scratch here to conjure anything up for Tormenta. Placed 12th in the USL League One power rankings this week and have not done a lot over this 90 minutes to change those opinions. But they snatch a point. Spengler. Akoto, great ball in, diving header, and Watson is on the board! Niall Watson, South Porto, makes his presence felt in Southeast Georgia. 1-1. 96th-minute drama. As soon as you thought Madison was in full control, it's the substitute, Niall Watson. And a great assist from Nick Akoto. Starts the party at Tormenta Stadium. And keep in mind, there's a good amount of time left here. You're going to get a little more extra time added for that goal. We were already going to go a couple minutes over the 8. So who knows how long it will go here, but there could be a chance for either team to win this in the final moments. Tormenta buoyed forward. A great sliding challenge from Spangler as he converged with Mitch Osmond. Now Boyce bringing it the other way. Spots a long ball for Davila. Coming inside, top of the box. Shot is whiffed, but they've got numbers at the back post. Boyce came in late, and he is whistled for the foul. Just trying to pass it off to the far side. Certainly did not mean that as a challenge on Akoto, but got there just a tiny bit late as Akoto got the long legs in. And there was a yellow given to Boyce very quickly for that challenge, putting Akoto in danger. Thankfully, he is back up to his feet. And that slightly dampens the crazy atmosphere that was buzzing for a moment, but it could turn right back up. "98 minutes. And now we are in the hands of Adam Brozowick to determine how much longer we will go. There's been an injury and a goal in stoppage time. Devin Boyce's second half tally for forward Madison, canceled out by Niall Watson. Late in stoppage time. Spengler held up. Campos wants to play on. The whistle goes. And maybe an offside here? It was. It looked like Rodriguez had drawn a foul by spinning his defender, but in fact he had taken up a position beyond the last man. So we've played a minute beyond the allotted 8. And may yet have a few minutes more. Timmy Mell spots a through ball. Bartman can't pluck it out of the air. Parker seems happy to fall on it. Now he's back to his feet. A little bit of indecision on how much they should go for it here, but Tormenta, if anybody, have the momentum. Kilwine inside. Doyle wants to progress it. They've got the numbers forward. They've got all those attacking players that they sent on to chase this game, so why not go for it here? But they've got a tough matchup coming back the other way as Boyce fouled by Spengler, who receives a yellow card.
In added time, yellow card issued to Tormenta FC number 21, Ajmer Spengler.
And now we've got a set-piece opportunity in what may be the dying moments for Madison. So many twists and turns just in stoppage time alone. Forward Madison trying to claw back the 2 points that they've dropped in the second half. It's Davila, and it's way too close to goal. Almost ended up as a shot. None of his teammates could get there. And now a counter opportunity as Akoto looking for the far side, but Watson had strayed off. Still we play on. The 101st minute, if we were playing overtime, we would be 5 minutes from halftime. And there goes the final whistle. Drama in stoppage time as Tormenta scrap a late point against Forward Madison. New players shining for both as Devin Boyce, early goal canceled out by Niall Watson. And the home team secures the draw. Who else could we pick as our vision source man of the match?
Don't forget to visit
Then Niall Watson, who recently signed a 2-year deal and repaying that early. It's a simple finish in the end, but he had to wait for it to come through a few players. And that is the joy that you feel from the crowd at Tormenta Stadium with a late equalizer in stoppage time. These two rarely disappoint when they come together. And we got, by the end of the 101 minutes, what turned out to be another classic between South Georgia Tormenta and Forward Madison.
The next USL League
We'll
One
come back and wrap it up after
will be
this.
on Saturday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. as Lexington Sporting Club comes.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to save Bullock County from slow internet. To do so, you must recruit an exceptional tech team. They must be fast, reliable, and absolutely fearless. Time is of the essence. Bullock's internet is dependent on your success.
Are you suffering hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
I need to try it first.
Our full-time score, 1-1. Points shared between Tormenta and Madison, but it will feel like 2 points dropped for the road team and a crucial first point of the season with a late fight back from Tormenta, capped off by a stoppage time goal from Niall Watson, your man in shot, the new number 7. So let's take a look at how this game played out in the pictures as we get our game recap. In the first half, Juan Galindres was the star of the show, the new signing for forward Madison. 8th all-time in USL League One goals. And Devin Boyce was another player who made a big impact for the Flamingos. You're seeing a lot of white with the ball in these highlights, and for good reason. They had the majority of the chances. Galindres there again. They had the majority of the shots, of the possession. Cheney could have made it 2-0. Davila, another fun attacking player, getting his first run out. And that turned out to be a huge save from Ford Parker, who kept his team alive. But a 69th minute goal from Devin Boyce on a rare mistake from Connor Doyle had Madison in front and in charge. It was 1-0 until deep into stoppage time, when this beautiful sequence was capped off by Niall Watson, our man of the match, getting the 96th minute equalizer. And that capped off a frantic finish that played on for another 5 minutes after that goal. And Tormenta's 5 shots, the lowest total of any team so far in the young season in USL League One, but they got the one that mattered. The one goal from Watson, leveling things up and earning them their first point of the season. So that is going to wrap it up for us from Statesboro. It's been a pleasure having you with us for this late thriller that finishes 1-1 between Tormenta FC and Forward Madison FC. My name is Parker Johnson, signing off and giving a big thank you for our whole crew. We'll see you next time for more USL League One soccer.
League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League, League One.